5 tips or pieces of advice that you need to know to see animals in the Kruger National Park or to find animals more specifically. If you're doing a self-drive, you need to be able to find your own animals. You're going to the Kruger National Park, these tips, or any national park, but specifically for Kruger, these ones are going to help you a lot. I've done over 1,000 drives in the Kruger National Park and stayed in 98% of the camps in Kruger. And these tips have helped me to find the big 5 on one day, multiple times. I've actually found the big 5 3 times in one day. And also there's something called the Magnificent 8, which is the hyena, wild dog, and cheetah, also with the big 5 in one day. I've seen that twice in one day. So here are the 5 tips, starting with number 1. Google the 15 most common animals or the 20 most common animals that you are going to find in the Kruger National Park. Look at their height, look at their size, and look at their patterning and their coloration. Watch some YouTube videos because this will help you when you are driving through the park to spot that animal, to scan and spot that animal. And my top tip when it comes to spotting animals is just go front to back or back to front. Look through the bush, do not look at the bush. Otherwise you'll get really confused if you're trying to look at everything because it is extremely overwhelming and there is a lot to look at and it can all look the same. So go and do some research, go read some books, do some Googling and familiarize yourself with the animals that you might see on your safari. Number 2 would be drive early in the morning and late in the afternoon. Early in the morning, the animals are still moving around from the night time. There are nocturnal animals that you might find in the road early in the morning. Remember, cars are also not allowed to drive between a certain time at night, let's say 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. in the morning. So animals have the freedom to move around in the dark and you might find them walking on the road early in the morning. Late in the afternoon, as the sun starts setting, it gets a bit cooler, the animals might move onto the road. For me, the morning is the most special time. The morning when the sun is coming up and you feel the little bit of cold on your skin and you hear the birds calling and you get those smells and maybe you hear an animal calling like a whoop, whoop, beautiful hyena in the background. There's nothing that beats that. In the afternoon, the vegetation seems to release like a whole bunch of smells, pheromones, and there's really beautiful smells in the afternoon and a sunset. It's just a beautiful way to wave the day goodbye. So sunset is also special. Even if you just go out for an hour in the afternoon, go to a nice water source, a river, a dam, sit there, watch the sun go down and go back to your camp. Number 3 would be stick to rivers and dams. A lot of animals like the rivers because there's a lot of cover, like bushbuck and kudu and nyala. They are adapted to live along the rivers. There's a lot of good food because a lot of that area can be evergreen, or because of the water, trees and bushes and grass can survive into the winter time. So a lot of animals, especially in the dry seasons, they are drawn to the rivers or to big dams. So if you are going to get to the Kruger, go to somebody who's a local and ask them where there's big dams or river sources that might have water throughout the year. And if you stay to the end of this video, I'm going to give you a top tip that's really going to help you to find more animals, because of the fact that some people know just a little bit more than you if they spend a lot of time in this place. Local advice is always the best. Number 4, don't forget to drive slowly. 15 or 20 kilometers an hour is a really good speed to drive along, specifically a dirt road, and track the animals. Look for spoor. Look where the spoor is going. And if you see it in the road walking, if it's going left to right like this, like a snake, then you know that that's a cat. That's a lion or leopard marking its territory on the trees as it's walking. If it's walking straight, it's probably a hyena or a wild dog. Remember, dog tracks, hyenas and wild dog, are more oval shaped. The back pads are kind of not straight, they're unaligned, so one pad will be lower or higher than the other, and then there will be claw marks. Lion and leopard, it's the shape of a hand. It's round, it's circular shaped, and it's got those 3 little lobes at the back and no claws. Cheetah are a bit of both. It's a dog and a cat, so it's a little bit of both. Also quite an oval shape with claws as if it's an older cheetah. Younger cheetahs have retractable claws, which is amazing. Cheetahs are beautiful animals. So go slowly, stop, switch off the car, listen for a squirrel shouting. It goes choo, 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 choo. It makes a very distinctive sound when it's looking at a predator. Francolins also make a really distinctive sound. If you hear any sort of alarm calling, or a monkey goes, if you hear that sound, then you know there's monkeys spotting a predator. Or you hear bow, 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 bow. That's a baboon, and it's also spotted a predator. So use the birds. If you hear a go away bird, quack, 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 then you know the go away bird has possibly seen a predator. So switch off your car and listen for these animals, these birds making sounds and alerting you to a predator. And also sometimes when you switch off the car, there could be a lion or leopard or something smaller like a serval or a caracal or a civet or a honey badger that's waiting on the side of the road for a car to pass because it's afraid, and then it could cross in front of you or cross behind you. So go slowly and switch off the car, look for tracks. Number 5, which should be the first thing that you do, hire a local guide. If you're going to be in the Kruger National Park for 5 days, go on 1 or 2 days of guided safaris, or do 1 guided safari at least, and ask the guide for some tips where to go and find specific animals, whether it's a leopard or lion, because you want to drive leopard roads. You want to go to a place where you know leopards are being seen. Sometimes leopards are not in certain areas because they are skittish. They don't want to see cars. Sometimes there are leopards in certain areas that are habituated and you can find them quite easily. What gives you at least a better chance of finding a leopard, because in that area that leopard gets frequently seen. Also, there could be a big pride of lions in a certain area that's maybe got a kill or been there for a certain amount of days. So local advice is super important. Go on a guided safari because you do not know what you do not know. You don't know what you don't know. So a guided safari will give you that knowledge and that perspective of the local environment. And my top tip is big dams and rivers have huge quantities of animals, especially big dams. Around the big dams, there could be a lot of impala, wildebeest, zebras, and this could be really amazing to see. Also, pick a loop, pick a square, pick a route that you can go down, come back across, and then all the way back to camp. Sometimes it's good to do the same road there and back because you never know what comes up behind you, and also you're giving yourself a different angle. So some days go down the same road and come back again, especially like a river road. Go this way, go that way. You never know, you might get a different angle on the river and you might actually see something through the trees. And look in the trees, especially the nice branches that are 90 degrees for leopards or for an impala hanging. And no, impalas don't climb trees. The leopards put the impala in the tree. So stick to rivers and dams. It's really great. Do some sort of loop or square, or go down the same road and come back again. And another top tip, stop and speak to people in the Kruger. Some people have been going there 20 years and they might give you a little nugget of wisdom that would be really helpful. And respect the local people. Respect the guided vehicles, the game drive vehicles. That is their bread and butter. They are there every single day, taking guests on safari, showing people animals, so respect them. Also respect the people that are from South Africa, because this is our heritage. You know, Kruger National Park is 100 years old next year, and it is a really special place. So ask the local people, talk to them at the camp, talk to them at the restaurant, talk to them in your car, wave at people, be friendly, because Kruger National Park is a beautiful place, and we are so lucky to be able to go to the Kruger and see animals in their natural environment. Please do not litter, and please do not call the animals. Do not go, hey, buddy, buddy, buddy. Don't call them like that. Do not be patronizing or condescending towards an animal. If you want to talk to animals, which I believe is possible to talk to animals, talk to them the same way that you would talk to your loved ones or to your cat or your dog. Talk in the same manner. Animals do understand energies and intentions, because there is a global language. There's a universal language. we all understand each other in some sort of way. So speak to them in that way. Speak from the heart, not from the mind. Do not patronize them. Talk to them with love from the heart as if they are your pet. When you talk to your dog or cat, it hears you, it listens to you. Talk to them in that same way. Do not be patronizing, condescending. Guys, those are my top tips for the Kruger. I really hope that you have a great safari if you're coming to the Kruger National Park. If you've been to the Kruger, what is your favorite thing about the Kruger? What tips can you give everybody out there? Drop a comment and help people out there. And if you need some help with your safari, any advice, please don't be afraid to reach out to me on Kurt is Wild on Instagram and TikTok. And until next time, please like, subscribe, and share this video if you enjoyed it and you think it's going to help somebody. I'll see you on the next video, which is going to be soon. Thanks so much, guys. Much love. Bye.